This is the IEM which I've been using the most for the past few days, and I couldn't take them off my ears. This is a Ziigaat Odyssey. A big thanks to Ziigaat for sending in this review unit, but all the thoughts and opinions you're about to hear are my own. So this is the Ziigaat Odyssey. The price for this is around $229. They have one DD and two BA. The DD is a 10mm topology dynamic driver. Two of the BAs are Knowles RAF 32873 balanced armature drivers, and the one more DA is Knowles RAD 33518 balanced armature drivers. The impedance for this is around 18 ohms. Unlike the other Ziigaat IEM, the Ziigaat Estrella which I reviewed, I quite like the Ziigaat Estrella, but it had one big flaw, is that it had a massive driver flex. Thankfully, the Ziigaat Odyssey doesn't have that. I think so the venting over here is done quite nicely. As you can see, that's the vent. So yeah, I had no issues with that. Now to drive these are very easy to drive. I had no issues. It can easily be driven off your smartphone too. Now what comes inside the box is a bit disappointing because for $229 I would expect it a bit more. So you get this cable from Ziigaat, which is a similar cable which you saw in the Estrella. You get one pair of foam tips and one pair of silicone tips. The silicone tips actually didn't work for me, so I had to use something else. Now for this, and you also get this case, by the way. The case is quite nice in size and thickness. The thing is that the zippers are very tight and you have to pull them and then you can use it. So that is one con of the case which I saw. Now the tips which came inside the box didn't work for me at all. I tried everything. So I had to use the TD Hi-Fi ST35 tips. These are similar to that of the spin fit tips, as you can see. These spin around the axis. So yeah, I really like these and I've been using that and the fit has been fantastic. Now let's talk about as to why I like it so much. Well, in terms of sound signature, this follows the new meta, but it improves upon that. And if you don't know what the new meta is, it's basically the KiwiEars KE4. I'll link a video from Super Reviews so that you can see as to what the new meta is. But yeah, and this improves upon that. And if you do not want to talk in terms of the new meta, basically this is a very U-shaped IEM. So let's start talking about the Ziigaat Odyssey sound signature. Well, the sub bass is really good. It's done very tastefully. It has good amount of rumble. That tactility of the sub bass when I'm listening to Crack Crack Crackle by Classy is really good, and the rumbliness of the sub bass comes across really nice when I'm listening to Bjork's Hollow 16-bit remix. And the juxtaposition of the sub bass and the mid bass is done fantastically well, and the transition of the sub bass to the mid bass is also done really well. So many IEMs struggle in the song Hollow 16-bit remix, and many songs struggle in the song The Crack Crack Crackle by Classy. The Odyssey performs fantastically over here, and I would say probably the best in the price range when it comes to that bass region. Now, that bass region also has one small con. Although the mid bass is really good, it's tactile, it's punchy. There is a bit of a mid bass bleed. Now, depending on the songs you're listening to, this could be actually really good. When I'm listening to rap, hip hop, I really like that bass bleed, and it makes a song sound a bit more fuller, a bit more thicker. But if you do not like that and you're listening to some classical, it might sound a bit muddied up. So it depends as to what kind of genres you listen to. Now, coming to the male vocals, again, they're really good. They sound good. They have no issues over here. And Chris Cornell's and Bill Withers' thick voice comes across really well. Coming to the female vocals too are again surprisingly done really well. And that upper mid shout, which you hear from most Harman IEMs, doesn't exist over here. The female vocals are done at an apt position, wherein, as someone who likes shrilly vocals, the upper mids can enjoy it. But if you are sensitive to that, you won't feel that shrilliness or that pierciness which you find from the upper mids. So I think the upper mids section of the Ziigaat Odyssey is done very well, and it kept it into an apt amount of a range where everyone can enjoy it. Now coming to the treble details, it has very good treble. The air region of the treble too is very good. When I'm listening to Cassiopeia's 1985 live album, there are a lot of instruments and the treble plays a big part on it. The treble sounds very good, and it is not the most shrilly or piercing treble out there so that you will be off-putting by it. It is done very nicely. So as you can see, the theme of the Odyssey is that it doesn't do anything good, right? It's not specialized at one thing. It's not specialized at bass. It's not specialized at vocal. It's but it's like an all-rounder IEM, wherein you can throw any genres at it and you will enjoy it. And yes, it, as many has said, it sounds a bit boring, but I like that boringness. Why? Because as someone who listens to a lot of genres, the Ziigaat Odyssey performs really well. And yeah, I mean, you throw any genre at it, it just handles it like a champ. It's not the best at bass. It's not the best at treble. It's not the best at mids, but it does a very good job at everything, and that is why what I like. Because nowadays you get an IEM, which it very rarely does something like the Ziigaat Odyssey. Now the KiwiEars KE4 comes close. I'll talk about that in a bit, and also talking about the soundstage and imaging. The soundstage too is very nice, surprisingly good, because I thought the soundstage might be cramped, but no, the soundstage is quite spacious and it's above average, and it forms a ball around your head. The imaging is fantastic for the price. Again, the left to right and the right to left transition is done fantastically well. By the way, I forgot to show this faceplate. Are you seeing this faceplate? It looks really nice. Quite like it. Now, yeah, talking about the Ziigaat Odyssey's sound signature once more is, yeah, the overall sound signature is what some might call it boring, right? Now, it might have a negative connotation to that. I do not think so, because there are a lot of people out there who listens to a variety of genres, and this performs fantastically at that. Like, you throw any genres at it, metal, you throw pop rock, J-pop, anything, it performs really good. You can even watch good movies, like you can watch movies and it performs really well. So it's very rare for an IEM which I have come across which performs like an all-rounder. So yeah, I really like the Ziigaat Odysseys for that. Now the big question is, the KiwiEars KE4 was a similar kind of IEM. If you watch my review, will I suggest the KiwiEars KE4 over this? Uh, in my opinion, no, because the base of the KiwiEars KE4, if you remember from my review, is they have a bit of a failed base. The base is a bit muddied up. The base is not that tactile. The Ziigaat Odyssey isn't that. The Ziigaat Odyssey base is much better. The Ziigaat Odyssey's treble is much better. So yeah, and the fit too of the Ziigaat Odyssey is much better with these tips, with the DD Hi-Fi ST35 tips. These are only $9. I made a review for this. These are like a budget spin fit tips. You can get them, and you can and these perform really well with these tips. And yeah, and the fit of the Ziigaat Odyssey is also better than the KiwiEars KE4, and they also look really good with this faceplate. I know it doesn't do anything special. Like it's not an expert at bass. It's not an expert at vocals or at treble. But what the Ziigaat Odyssey is, it could be sound boring. I know, again, I'm repeating myself, but yeah, I really like the Ziigaat Odyssey. I couldn't take it out of my ears. Like I've been using it for like past few days now, and yeah, this is fantastic. Like Ziigaat did a fantastic job over here. If you're looking for an upgrade from, let's say, $80 or an $100 IEM, I think so you should look at the Ziigaat Odysseys. Yeah, it won't wow you at any bass or anything like that, but you'll really enjoy it, because at the end of the day, what do you buy an IEM for? To enjoy the music, and I think so that's what the Ziigaat Odyssey has done a fantastic job. Again, I'm sorry I repeated myself, but I really like this IEM. I'm liking it more than the Estrellas. The Estrellas is very V-shaped. It could get fatiguing for a long period of time, and the treble could be too much for some people, and the bass could be too much for some people in the Estrella. But the Odyssey, it isn't that. And that's my review of the Ziigaat Odyssey. I really like this IEM. If you're upgrading from an $80 to $100 IEM, I highly suggest that you check these out. Or if you listen to a lot of different genres, I highly suggest that you check these out. A fantastic IEM. It makes me enjoy the music, and I loved it for that. So yeah, that's my review of the Ziigaat Odyssey. If you have any comments, please do comment below and I'll try to help you out. Like and subscribe, as that really helps me out. 94% of the people watching this video aren't subscribed, so I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. That's a great way of supporting me for free, and it keeps me making this video. So yeah, I hope you have a great day. Bye.